Good evening, everyone. It is now 6:50. I'm meteorologist Jasmine Lomax here to provide you with the latest on what's going on in the tropics. Of course, our main focus has been Tropical Storm Hannah. We are continuing to monitor that system. Right now, it's about 50. It's moving at 50 miles, moving west at around 10 miles, and it's just under 200 miles east of Corpus Christi. That's around the area where we expect the system to make landfall sometime on Saturday. But you can see on the IR satellite some of the rain bands moving into the picture. Now, just to show you what we're expecting, you'll actually see that we expect the system to become a hurricane before it makes landfall. So at some point on Sunday, possibly in the afternoon, this could become the first named hurricane of the Atlantic season. We've really only dealt with depressions and tropical storms, so even though it's already been a very busy season, we have yet to see a hurricane. This could be the first one. It would be a Category 1 system. It looks like winds would be around 75 miles per hour, but once it makes landfall, it does gradually begin to dissipate, turns back into a tropical storm shortly before heading into Mexico when it becomes a tropical depression. Still, we are monitoring the impacts of that system here in our area. So again, to show you the timing, it looks like around 3:30 p.m. according to the European model, we start to see the system move over Texas. So right now, some of those areas are seeing various watches and warnings due to the impacts that that storm is expected to bring. So if you had any plans, or if you still have plans to head to Texas, just know that portions around Corpus Christi are under a hurricane warning, other areas under a tropical storm warning, and there is that potential for storm surge in the area. Otherwise, just to show you what we're expecting in our area, this particular model is the HRRR, so a few more storms are moving through the area. We start to see things taper off around 9 p.m., but there is still that chance for a passing shower overnight. We're starting the day off mainly dry, but you can see a few storms between Baton Rouge and Hammond starting to fire up around that time, but things become a little more widespread around 2 p.m. Mainly in the afternoon is when we're going to see more of those storms in the picture. They'll continue throughout the afternoon and evening, but once we head into those nighttime hours, we do start to see things quiet down and sort of taper off. But the main thing in the coming days that we're looking at are stormy days. Then overnight, we start to quiet down with just the chance of a passing shower. So here's a current look at the Doppler radar. You can see most of those rain bands, the heaviest rain is staying closer to the coast. We're actually pretty dry right now, not too much going on in our area. And just to zoom out a little bit more, those rain bands are going to continue to affect the coastal areas, but still we have the chance of seeing some rain as well, some thunderstorms, and that could lead to localized heavy flooding. Now, as far as accumulation is concerned, you can see just how much of the state has seen some rain from the system. A lot of areas are in the blue, and that means that accumulation is closer to that half-inch range. And I'll zoom in a little bit to an area in green near Baton Rouge. That area saw 1.4 inches of accumulation. I'll now look at an area around Killian, again 1.4 inches, but most of the accumulation has been along the coast. We do see some higher amounts just near Port Sulphur. Totals are around 2.8 inches. So overall, the coastal areas are going to receive the worst of things. The flood advisory that has been going on is going to end actually in about 6 more minutes. You can see all the areas in lime green. That's due to tide levels being 1 to 2 feet above normal. Still, we're expecting storms in the picture again tomorrow and even on Sunday. This means that there is that chance for more heavy rain, and we could see flooding not just along the coast, but even more locally. So just to show you, we sit under a marginal risk. That's for areas a little bit north of I-10, and areas closer to the coast are under that slight risk. Now, that risk is going to shift a little bit further to the west tomorrow, and only about half of the area will be under that marginal risk, and this is for excessive rainfall. Now, on Sunday, we're dropped from that risk, and areas along the coast still sit under a risk for excessive rainfall. And just to show you, we're not done with, even after the system moves through Texas, we're not done with the rain. Tomorrow, rain chances are about 80%. 50%. On Sunday, they're at 60%, so storms will be scattered. That number increases on Monday. We're looking at more coverage for the storms. But the good news is, after that, we do start to see the chance for storms decrease. 60% on Wednesday, 40% on Wednesday. We're just looking at scattered storms in the area. Thursday, 30%, and Friday 20%. It looks like Thursday and Friday will be mainly dry. However, there is that slight chance of an isolated storm. In the afternoon, mainly, it cannot be ruled out, but compared to what we've been seeing, it'll be nice to get a little break from the rain and even see a glimpse of sunshine. Now, as far as the rain totals are concerned, we're looking at 2 to 4 inches in the Baton Rouge metro area. Places closer to the coast seeing some higher amounts, 4 to 6 inches. Now, these numbers could increase depending on if thunderstorms bring pockets of heavy rain. So locally, you may see a little bit more rain in your area. Just make sure to stay weather aware. And if you are in an area that is prone to flooding, just again, stay weather aware. You may want to seek higher elevation. Now, just some headlines regarding this system. The main thing that we're looking at tomorrow are numerous storms, and within thunderstorms, there's the threat for pockets of heavy rain. So at times, expect heavy rain in the picture, and temperatures will also be cooler than average. Today we only hit a high of 87, well below our average, which is usually in the 90s around this time. Still, it was muggy, and tomorrow another day with temperatures in the mid-80s. So throughout the period of all these rainy days, we're going to see some cooler than average temperatures. And now to talk about the other system that we're watching, Tropical Storm Gonzalo. It's continuing to track towards the Windward Islands, and right now it's moving at 40 miles per hour west at around 18 miles. Winds are 40 miles per hour. It's about 340 miles east of the southern Windward Islands, but we are continuing to monitor the system. Here's the current track. Originally, this was forecast to become a hurricane, but it's really not showing too much signs of strengthening and organization. So once it does make it past the Windward Islands, it does return to a tropical depression, and beyond that, it's still too far out to say exactly what will happen, but here are just a few spaghetti models for reference. Some of these models have the system beginning to dissipate after it does move past the Windward Islands, and that's something that we could see as well. There is that chance that it could move into the Gulf, but right now it's still too early to say exactly what will happen. But it looks like as this system progresses, it will enter hostile environments, and as a result, development will sort of decrease. And finally, one more system that we're watching. This is a disturbance just off the coast of Africa. Now, over the next 2 days, it's got a 0% chance of formation. However, we are expecting the system to move into the orange blob into that area west of the Lesser Antilles, and once that happens, it does have a medium chance, a 40% chance of development over the next 5 days. Now, what happens beyond that, we don't know yet, but this is a system that we will continue to monitor and keep our eyes on. We haven't even approached the peak of hurricane season, but it has been very busy. I believe the record for the most named storms is, I want to say it's around 5. So again, it's been super active here in the Atlantic. We're not in the peak of things, so make sure to stay on your toes, stay on your guard. We are going to continue to monitor these systems, but something that has been enhancing development, especially with Hannah, are the warm sea surface temperatures. This is a necessary ingredient for formation, and it sort of serves as the energy for the storm system. So warmer waters, specifically waters 80 degrees higher, are required, and you can see around Corpus Christi, waters are at 86 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's very warm. That's definitely been something that's helping Tropical Storm and what could become Hurricane Hannah gain its momentum and gain its strength. So this is just something that we need to keep our eyes on, because if a system does move into the Gulf, if there is no wind shear and if these sea surface temperatures continue to stay nice and warm, we could see further development of that system. But right now, not too much happening in the Gulf besides Hannah, and that's currently moving out of our area. So just a little bit of good news there. So right now, temperatures are at 79 again, and we hit a high of 87. So we have started to cool down. Feels like 82. winds out of the east at around 10 miles, and you can see a lot of clouds in the area, but we're mostly dry. A lot of that rain has pushed out of our area. Still, there is that chance that we could see a shower overnight and heat indices around the area in the 80s and even some areas in the 70s. Feels like 78 in Hammond, 85 in New Orleans, 83 in Belle Chase. So all around just a wide range of temperatures, but we still want to make sure to give you these updates on what's going on. Overnight, temperatures are falling to about 75. There is that chance for an isolated shower, so don't be surprised if you hear a few trickles on your roof overnight. Otherwise, skies will be mostly cloudy, and tomorrow we're looking at numerous storms in the picture once again. They will be scattered in nature, so they'll be off and on, but still stay on your guard just in case a flood advisory is issued or flash flood warning, because within the pockets, within these thunderstorms, there's the potential for heavy rain in the area. So just to show you what we're expecting over the next 7 days, more storms in the picture. So on Saturday, chances for storms at 80%, 60 on Sunday, and 70 on Monday, but notice our temperatures are actually declining, 82 on Monday. However, after that, we start to see our rain chances decline and we start to see our temperatures rise. So on Tuesday, high of 84, more storms in the picture. They'll be a little less scattered. Well, they'll continue to be scattered on Wednesday, high of around 89. And on Thursday and Friday, we finally return to the 90s. We enter a drier pattern as well. There's still that possibility for an afternoon storm, but overall, things will start to quiet down. We'll finally start to get a little bit closer to average, but we are going to continue to monitor the tropics just to show you where we are right now. We have crossed off Arthur, Bertha, Cristobal, Dolly, Edward, Faye, Gonzalo, Hannah. The next one on the name, this is a little tricky, it's Isaias. So if something does happen with the system off the coast of Africa, it would become Isaias. It's a little tricky, and we're also really not even in the peak of things. Just to show you some of the tropical climatology, we are between July and August, obviously, but the peak of things is in September. We still have a long way to go before the season ends. Just make sure to stay on your guard. Again, we will continue to provide you with updates, and you can always visit our website, brproud.com, or you can download the free BR Proud app to receive updates on the system as we see it now. Again, with this system, with Tropical Storm Hannah, we're expecting the rain bands to affect our area tomorrow. More rain is possible on Sunday, but even beyond that, more storms are entering the area, so this could lead to some wet soil and the possibility again of flooding. Just make sure to stay on your guard and stay weather aware. Thanks for joining.